Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. So happy that you're here. On behalf of Weigel's Fuel and Food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's an East Tennessee weather update and, of course, a new milk update. We have a moon landing of sorts. It's a moon pie milk. Oh, the brand new milk pie. A moon pie milk. Oh, my goodness. And I have to tell you, I did try this over the weekend, and I grabbed one of those chocolate moon pies, just kind of have it along with the awesome milk. By the way, it's only available at Weigel's. It's available for a limited time. Check out the moon pie milk if you are a fan. RC Cola, eat your heart out. This is something where a moon pie and a moon pie milk. I think that's a great combination. You got to check it out. It's just better when it's fresh. Better when it's farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Who would argue with that here? But the moon pie milk is and on the shelves now at a Weigel's near you. Check them out. I think you'll be impressed. It's also great comfort food when you have storms. Speaking of a good segue, we have some storms. I had them last night. Quite a bit of storm activity. Even a concern that we had a tornado around Smithville in Tennessee last night. But there was also some other issues this morning. It's in terms of fog. So I thought I'd start off with that since most of us are dry at the moment. We have visibility down to a mile or less between Oak Ridge, Wartburg, Oneida, and Middlesboro. I would imagine some of the reporting stations there says Jacksboro 10 miles, but it could be poor, maybe a few miles from the airport. 5 miles visibility in Knoxville, so keep in mind there is going to be some issues with some poor visibility. Temperatures right now, 62 degrees. In Knoxville, it's 63 in Morristown, Newport, and 60 degrees in Wartburg. We'll get back to the temperatures here in a moment, but it's 61 in Madisonville. The rain situation isn't completely dry. Last I checked, there's like one or two little showers there just northeast of Harriman. Moving basically from west to east, there's still a possibility that you get a little shower coming into West Knox County, maybe around Hardin Valley or Farragut here in the next few minutes. If it hasn't developed already, most of the showers are also moving through the Tri-City area, any from Kingsport to Johnson City, but it's all moving to the east, and we'll be keeping an eye on that. I lowered my expectation today for rain showers to about a 40% chance, and it's interesting because the highest temperature we've had all year long has occurred, because you know I'm a note taker, happened on the Thursday, May 2nd, and Thursday, April 18th. Those 2 days, we hit 85 degrees. I think we get at 86 today, which would thereby declare today as the hottest day of the year so far. It's possible. I've made my modifications. My 7-day does reflect an 86 for Knoxville today. So if you're on the call, would love to say hi to you. I'm also checking YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I got Fred. He says, good morning, David. It's mild and humid. Oh, yes, we're going to say goodbye to the humidity by the time we hit Friday afternoon. I'll explain why and what's going to be happening as the front comes through. A lot of rain is still going to be meeting us between now and that time frame. So we want to watch what's going on in the future cast. Take a look at the radar right now. A couple hit or miss showers just now passing Harriman, moving into West Knox County. Not a whole lot, just some spots of rain. Most of the activity where you see back toward Jonesboro, Arkansas, St. Louis, they've got more active weather. And if I'm not mistaken, they're still under a tornado watch until 7 o'clock. Make that, 7 a.m. Central for Independence County, Arkansas. So they're dealing with some nasty storms out there, and that all is trying to work its way in this direction. That's why we have more rain potentially tonight, especially after midnight. So all this will come in stages, if not in waves, much like the waves crashing at the ocean. Meanwhile, it's still snowing in parts of Colorado. I thought it was mid-May. Yeah, it's still mid-May. But they're still dealing with winter weather advisories in purple, and that extends all the way up into Montana. But look at all the thunderstorm activity in the heartland. A lot of severe storms breaking out across parts of the country. I want to show you the actual rainfall over the last 24 hours. Now, this is a combination of what actually has fallen and some Doppler estimates, because where you see some of these yellow areas, that would suggest maybe closing in on, 2 inches, 3 inches. Areas to the south and west of Crossville, 3.7. That's crazy. And everybody was going to get that, but if you got it, you kind of know it. You don't need me to tell you. They had about 1.5 inches around Sevierville in the last 24 hours, a little more than a ½ inch around Tellico Plains, maybe a quarter in Athens. But there are some amounts that are pretty impressive, there's no doubt. Some areas have picked up quite a bit of rain in the last 24 hours, some more than others, some less than others. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But the bigger question is, how are we doing in terms of rainfall? Now, notice McGee-Tyson did officially pick up 0.60. So that 0.60 is reflective of McGee-Tyson Airport. So when you add that up, we're now up to 1.47 for the month of May. And you say, well, what's important about it? Well, it's just the fact that we were somewhat seeing more dry areas in the East Tennessee with the last drought monitor last Thursday. But as I kept maybe sounding the alarm, I said, this is not alarming me because I knew how much rain was coming this week. We'd make up for lost time in no time. We're now 1.19. So let me come back on my camera. 1.19 inches of rain above normal for the year, and for the month, we're about 0.60, I believe, above normal for the month. So we're still running ahead, and we've got more rain coming. The bigger question is, how much do you expect? I hope you expect a lot, because this is not going to be necessarily all that grand over the next couple of days. Very unsettled. Getting back to the temperatures, it's 6:45 here on a Tuesday morning, 6:45. We'll be done at the top of the hour. As you can see, a lot of what we're seeing across much of the state will be consistent with the humidity that's going to be basically parked over the volunteer state for the next day or two. But 62 in Oak Ridge, we have no wind at the moment. We have mentioned the fog and the poor visibility in spots. That's just part of the territory. The dew point temperature, this is the gold standard to give you an idea of how sticky it is. Anytime it's in the 60s, the dew point temperatures. When they're in the 60s, it's a bad hair day. Doesn't feel all that grand, but these will be dropping into the 40s by the time we hit this weekend, and particularly on Friday afternoon. Let me illustrate, because all this green ooze that you see on the map here takes us to noontime today, very humid. It stays humid right through the rest of today and into the day on Wednesday. But there will be an inflection point, a turning point, as it were. Maybe not at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, certainly not on Thursday morning, because it still feels like the soupy kitchen outside. You're going outside and you go, man, it feels humid out here. But eventually, there it is. Did I say Friday? I meant Thursday. Thursday, 2 o'clock. That seems to be the changing point, because by the time we hit 3:45, 4 o'clock, the humidity has gone bye-bye. The rain's moving out, and things start to feel much more comfortable. Certainly comfortable all day Friday, but certainly Thursday now seems to be the turning point, where this stuffy air moves away, still parked over parts of Atlanta, but by Knoxville standards, by 5 o'clock Thursday, it's going to feel pretty grand. You're going to want to go outside and say, hey, it feels a lot better. Something's happened. I'm not sure what it is. Passage of a front is what will have happened, and that means less humidity, much drier air coming into play. Here are the temperatures. As you can see them now, 62 is our current reading in Knoxville, it's 74 in Memphis. Got some other notes from you. Want to say hi. Lana Johnson, good morning from Kodak. Everyone have a safe day. She's got her 2 virtual cups of Weigel's coffee. I love it. Thank you, Lana. Wanda Poe says, sure was a lot of storms yesterday. Going to get any more bad storms. There's the possibility today. Isolated severe. And I think some of the storms could be strong. They don't have to be 60-mile-an-hour winds, the definition of a severe thunderstorm, for us to have some damage or maybe some disruption in power. So make sure your phone is charged the next couple of days. Be mindful these storms can pack quite a bit of a punch. Ed says, good morning. Rain, rain, go away. I like his declaration. There's no question about that. I think many of us will be tired of the rain soon. I got Melissa Mumpower on YouTube. Good morning. 2 virtual cups of Weigel's coffee. Have a blessed day, David. Thank you, Melissa, for being on YouTube. And Needed97 says good morning. So I got a couple of you on YouTube as well. Love the fact that you're there at this time. It is now 6:48. And if you're just joining us, maybe a few specks of rain on the radar at the moment, but this will come in stages. I've lowered the expectation from 60 to 40% today. There'll be another round coming in late tonight, especially after midnight, so prepare for that. If you're a light sleeper, it's the way the cookie crumbles, or in this case, how the rainfall drops. Raindrop drops, because we will get more opportunity for rain, particularly late tonight into Wednesday as well. But these are the current readings. Let's get to the other map, the radar and clouds put together. If you squint, you might be able to see that little passing shower east of Harriman, now moving into West Knox County. Little specks of green. There's not a lot of moisture here. I mean, you have it in the form of humidity, but as far as showers, most of it's up toward the Tri-Cities and, of course, the squall line now moving across parts of Arkansas and Missouri. As far as the clouds, there's some of those, sure. We've got fog, we've got hazy sun and clouds in the forecast, and it could be, might be, should be one of the hottest days of the year so far. I mean, it could be the hottest if we hit 86, which I think we could do. Sunrise, sunsets today, 6:37. It's been up for a few minutes, but the sun will be setting at 8:28 today. So this evening, you've got long days, no doubt. If you're headed to the bus stop forecast this morning, you'll find a big difference in temperature, because you might be out the door in the 60s. By 10 o'clock, we're well into the 70s. and by 2 o'clock, 2 to 3:30, we could easily be between 82 and 86 degrees. So let's delay no further. I've got us at 86 in Knoxville. Again, the highest temperature we have achieved so far this year was 85. Back on the 2nd of May and on the 18th of April, this would be the hottest day if we hit there. And that would be, again, maybe academic, but McGee-Tyson Airport is the records we like to use because it's consistent and it goes all the way back to the 1800s. 87 in Athens and 80 in Crossville. If you're curious, what is the record high today? It is 92 from 1940. We're not going to hit 92. Don't even want to go there, but I'll mention it. That's the record high today from 1940. And then, of course, we hit 37 degrees, 37 in 2020. That was just 4 years ago. Who knew we could be that chilly on the 7th of May? But we were. On May 7th, 2020, it was 37 degrees. We also did that in 1989. So if you like context, I'm here to give it to you. By the way, I'd also like to give you some great advice. If you're looking for some comfort food like a moon pie, how about pick up a chocolate moon pie and the brand new Weigel's Moon Pie Milk. It is a delicious, we think of it as a delicious treat that's now a sippable treat. The Moon Pie Milk, if you haven't tried it, definitely check it out. It is now on the stores for a limited time. The Moon Pie Milk has landed, and it's just better when it's fresh, farm to store. In 24, it's just better when it's Tennessee cows. Moon Pie Milk, if you've tried it, as I have, and I enjoyed it with my little moon pie, my chocolate moon pie, it's great together. I don't know what it is. I used to hear all the time when I was in college, hey, it's R.C. Cole and a moon pie. No. It's now Moon Pie Milk and a moon pie. That's what I think. Try it. Tell me if you think I'm on my mark here, because I think it's delicious. It's something you definitely want to give a try. 85, the high temperature today, Morristown. 80 for a high in Crossville. Looking for a high in Oneida at 82. Let's get to the headlines. It's 6:51. Showers and storms are possible today. May not be the headline for today if you want to say it's the warmest day of the year so far, 86, but a 40% chance that you get a shower storm sometime today, and then particularly again late tonight. Strong severe storms on Wednesday, and I think that will only amplify Wednesday night, and then more rain and storms, copious amounts of rain. There's my big word for the day. More rain, maybe even some flooding rains coming in on early Thursday morning. It's really late Wednesday night into Thursday. And this shows you illustration here of how much rain we could see. I think 1 to 2 inches of additional rain are certainly on the table. I'm going to take the clock all the way to 7 o'clock Wednesday. This is when it really starts to ramp up. And if you need evidence, just follow the colors. Don't even look at the numbers, although that's helpful too. But let me take you from 7 o'clock Wednesday night into Thursday. Ready for this? Watch what happens to the colors. Oh my goodness, it's really turned yellow. Yes, that's what I mean. We've got a lot of rain still to come. This model tends to shoot for the fences, swing for the fences, 2 to 3 inches there total. But I think 1 to 2 minimum is on the table, and that's why I'm concerned that there could be some localized flooding. In fact, when we looked at the actual rainfall, some places like Athens, 0.28, and some areas west of Crossville, over 2 inches, 3 inches have already occurred. Locally higher amounts. That's what I'm talking about. And it's the type of summer pattern when you have high dew points, high humidity. Is it any wonder you get some locally heavy rain? That's going to be in the offering. By the way, it's also worth noting, as the humidity drops on Thursday and into the weekend, we're going to be seeing some cooler air in time for Mother's Day. Hello, moms. Mom, pay attention. Mom's paying attention. She's always paying attention to me. No, she's probably laughing right now. But anyway, Futurecast shows that the cooler air starts to wrap around in here. The cold air in blue would represent overnight lows in the 40s. So we're going to have a couple of mornings just a few days away where temperatures are in the 40s, and you might think, man, what on earth is going on this month? There's no consistency, and I would agree with you. Absolutely no consistency. But as you can see, there's the 10th. There's the 11th, and let's take you to lunchtime. Hopefully you're taking mom out for brunch after church there on Sunday, because on May 12th, it's kind of cool. Temperatures on Sunday, only the low 70s. It's comfortable, but there's no humidity really to talk about, and this might be what some would declare as the early to mid-May time frame as blackberry winter, because blackberries tend to be in bloom this time of year. And we always like to circle that just to give you where we are on the calendar, because I think we're certainly now moving well into the middle part of May, even though it's only the 7th. By the way, right now 62 degrees, our current temperature. We have some fog. We got relative humidity, 100%. Doesn't mean it's raining, but it could mean that. But in most cases, 100% in this type of environment usually means it's foggy, right? We've got some fog. And when you have that dew point temperature matching the air temperature, they're both 62, you're going to get that ratio of 100%. That means you're going to have some poor visibility in spots. So for our valley planner, a normal high is 77 today. I have us pushing into the mid-80s. It will be a toasty day without the lack, or I should say with less rain opportunities today. We went from a 60 now to a 40% chance. 40% chance of storms. I think most of us are going to cook into the mid-80s pretty easily today. There won't be much of a struggle to get there. I think we're going to be pretty warm pretty quickly. By the way, Felicia says hoping no rain for Sunday for the Jazz Festival at Imes for Mother's Day. Isn't that nice? Moms love jazz, so definitely check out that. Felicia, thank you for that update. Crystal says the moon pie milk was delicious. I agree. Weigels loves to hear that too. They are always thinking outside the box, always making these great milk-flavored creations. It gives us reason to keep going back to Weigels, but I love it. I bought some to take home with me to work on Friday. Thank you, Crystal, for that update. I love it. And if you haven't tried it, maybe try it with chocolate moon pie. You know, perfect together. A great combination, no doubt. I left a 40% chance of rain today as we look at the Valley Planner. It is 6:56. My goal is to be done here in about 4 minutes or less. Chance of rain, 40, 40, 60, but what's hiding under the hood is an 80% chance that comes in on Wednesday night, because Wednesday night may be a little squall line that gets rather aggressive. So please pay attention to these colors. These maps that I'm about to show you did not come from me, although they're coming from my computer system. The data itself comes from the Storm Prediction Center. And when they're talking about orange, which we love orange in Tennessee, this usually means power outages. Numerous severe storms possible, typically means disruption in power, down trees, and all the rest. And you say, well, it's a good thing it's over there and not here. Well, look at today's map. There's a little bullseye of the enhanced risk from Indianapolis to Columbus to Cincinnati, all the way to Lexington and Louisville. We said, well, that's not here, but there are some concerns in Kentucky for scattered severe storms. The isolated goes from San Antonio to Richmond, Virginia. It goes all the way there, but if we zoom in a little bit tighter here, the line that draws yellow to green is basically through Fentress County and through Scott and Campbell County, for example, and Claiborne County. So in areas north of La Follette, there's a better chance for severe storms today and tonight. Now tomorrow, they've actually put more orange in our neck of the woods. That may be of a concern. That means that Wednesday night time frame, I think, really is something to watch. That means damaging winds, maybe some localized flooding going into Thursday. But from Dallas to essentially Chattanooga, it's scattered. We zoom in here, you can see Memphis, Nashville. Most of the state is either yellow or orange, and from Knoxville, included in this outlook, puts the orange area. So the weather is going to be even getting worse for severe weather on Wednesday night. I just wanted to give you a heads up. Thursday looks like this. You can see some scattered severe storms from Austin, Texas, to central Louisiana, back toward Atlanta and Richmond, Virginia, and Raleigh, including Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach. But back home, Thursday may include some isolated severe storms. The strongest energy will have moved east for us on Thursday. We've already seen the drop in the humidity around 2 o'clock Thursday. That's about the time frame when that will occur. By the way, as we take a look at the futurecast, think of this like waves crashing on the ocean shore. You can see by 12 noon today, maybe a few hit or miss showers, couple come in. I left a 40% chance. Then it'll only reorganize late tonight after midnight. And there's that line near Bowling Green. That'll be coming in after midnight, so you may wake up to some downpours, and then it breaks. And will it have time to mow the lawn? I usually get that question. The answer is yes. You'll have time to mow the lawn. There will be breaks. It comes in stages. It's not constant, but it's difficult at the time because they tend to run in a pulse, like an impulse. And you can see they pulse in and pulse out. There's that Wednesday night, Thursday morning time frame. That squall line could mean business, and if it speeds up, it'll be here before 7 a.m. I think it'll race in, and then by the time we hit 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if that front picks up speed, we're going to see a drop in the humidity much more rapidly, as we'll see much more comfortable air moving in on Friday. By the way, it is now 6:59. I wanted to show you the futurecast, a little close up. You can see there are some green dots here, but it's not covering the map entirely. That's 2 o'clock today. 40% chance of rain. I think we'll cover it. Temperatures will warm into the mid-80s for Knoxville, mid-80s for Oak Ridge and Maryville. By 5 o'clock today, you might be squinty. I thought it was supposed to rain. Give it time. It'll come back maybe in the middle of the night, because there's 2:45 a.m., a little downpour, thunderstorm in Knoxville, maybe a thunderstorm there moving toward Jefferson City at 3 a.m. on Wednesday. So it will come back, but it may not come when you expect it or necessarily when you hope for it, because it comes when it comes. By the time we hit Wednesday night, I think we're going to lock and reload, and so it goes. By the way, it's 7 o'clock. Time for your forecast. Clouds, fog, hazy sun with a 40% chance for showers and storms, and the winds outside or in absence of storms. We'll find gusts, I think, 25 to 30 today. They will pick up over time. We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, we take a look at the forecast around the region. 87 for Athens and Newport. 86 for Knoxville and Maryville. That would make the hottest day of the year so far. 85 in Nashville, looking for a high about 84 for Memphis. Low temperatures tonight are very humid at 66. More clouds, more showers and storms late, especially winds 5 to 10. Lows about 62 Wartburg, 64 Newport, and 64 for Morristown. So that's the forecast for tonight. Let's get to the Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. Let's delay no further. We're up to 83 tomorrow. Strong to severe storms, but I really put a bullseye on that Wednesday time frame, right between those two dates. 80% chance that we get a squall line that causes maybe some serious flooding, maybe some serious wind damage, maybe an isolated tornado. All of it's going to be a possibility, but notice we dropped 10 degrees in the morning. By Friday morning, we're down to 56, and I've got 2 cool mornings, Saturday and on Monday morning. There will be maybe a few hit-or-miss showers Saturday night, but I don't think it's going to dampen anyone's plans on Mother's Day. Take Mom out to lunch or brunch and enjoy. Make sure she's pampered, either at least with a Zoom call, phone call if she is not here locally, or maybe just the thought of Mom altogether. Because I know some of us, our moms, have moved on to bigger, better things. As I have some grandmothers who are no longer with us, but we think about them quite a bit on Mother's Day. It's something we do. Anyway, my name is David Aldrich. Make sure you pick up, by the way, the moon pie milk. The moon pie milk with a chocolate moon pie at Weigel's. You go, what are you talking about? I've never heard of such a thing. You got to try it. Try the moon pie milk. I think you're going to be impressed. It is available for a limited time. Think of it like the moon landing. It is just landed. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24, and it's just better with Tennessee cows. Think you're going to love it. The moon pie milk from Weigel's. Pick one up at a Weigel's near you. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time.